So if you haven't heard, Tinder just added a new height profile. And basically what this means is more dudes are going to be left out of the dating pool. More dudes are going to continue to be ignored and women get their way once again. And pretty soon dudes are going to be lying about their height even more. There's already a whole group of guys out there saying that they're 2 inches above what they actually are. And now it's going to be even more people doing it. But the real issue I want to talk about here is what this is going to do to the dating market as a whole. Obviously, Tinder's not the only dating app, so people are going to be able to switch to different dating apps. Most of the people on dating apps have like two or three downloaded anyway. But the real thing that this height situation is going to do is it's going to make more men feel ostracized. It's going to make more men feel like they have no shot. And honestly, people don't understand that there's ramifications for this. The more men that can't get access to women means the more hurt, lonely, angry men there are going to be in society floating around you guys. And when men can't get laid, when men can't get interaction, when men can't get intimacy, they grow in anger, and then that has repercussions as far as society. Society works a lot better when families have a better chance of being established. So now instead of that guy who's 5'8", 5'9", getting an opportunity with a girl who might be 5'3", 5'4", she's gonna possibly pay for the premium, and he's gonna be out of there. She's gonna pay for the premium. She's gonna put it at 5'10" or above, and now she won't even see that dude. And the thing with women, they're not necessarily going to do this because they want to avoid the men who are short. The real reason they're going to be doing this is because they already have too many options in the first place on dating apps. Quite frankly, they're always trying to find different ways to lessen that dating pool because it's basically death by options. When a woman downloads a dating app and she signs up, she puts her pictures on there. Within minutes, she's flooded with a bunch of options. She doesn't know what to do. She ends up left swiping on people that she actually does find attractive because there's so many of them. She right swipes so rarely that oftentimes when she does come across a dude that she would actually find attractive, her brain defaults to left swiping because she's been left swiping for so long. So naturally, subconsciously, they know if they find a way to make that dating pool a little bit more reasonable, maybe instead of it being 100 guys every hour is popping up in their feed, if they can dwindle it down and make it more specific, they'll do that. The women with crazy options that basically get a match every right swipe, they're gonna filter for 6'3", 6'4", just to get closer to their ideal preference. And more power to them. I mean, if you have the tools in front of you, you might as well use them. And women are pretty delusional in the first place. So if they think that they're one of the top 10 best looking girls in the city, they're gonna filter for 6'6" and above. So this is just gonna create more problems. And the men feel like there's no balance because at the end of the day, we can't filter for weight. We can't filter for sanity. We can't filter for those things, the things we actually care about. Is she crazy? And what does she weigh? We can't filter for did she fake her profile pictures? We can't filter for does she actually look like she says she looks on her profile? So we're stuck with no tools to make it better for us, and they get the height filter. This height filter thing is gonna literally make it so that the dudes who are 5'8" and below don't get seen by the majority of women. A lot of people don't realize that the men who are successful on dating apps are in the top 5 to 10% of men. What's going to be next? An income filter? The only saving grace the men do have, though, is it's locked behind the premium. And most women feel like paying for a dating app is beneath them because they should be pursued. So maybe about 50% of the women on there will actually pay for the premium in order to filter properly and get that number down as far as the amount of matches they have so that they don't have death by options. So basically, the super, super attractive girls that are on there are going to pay for premium literally to avoid all the weirdos and to avoid all the short guys. And if they ever come out with an income filter, I mean, it'll be lights out. It'll pretty much be the top 5% of dudes, the top 3% of dudes, all sleeping with the same women and just rotating them through to the point where if you and your homeboy are like both 6'2" and you make like 100K, you're probably going to match with the same women if you guys are both relatively good looking. You're probably going to have slept with the same women, and you guys are just going to continue to rotate these girls. So this height filter thing, it might seem like a good idea, but I think it's going to make men much more frustrated. It's going to make women much more choosy. They're not going to get the opportunity to actually meet good men who would actually treat them properly. What they're going to end up meeting are the top 5 to 3% of guys who are in the mindset of just having a rotation and a bench. So they're just going to continuously be rotated. This is another case of women thinking they got a W, but really it's going to hurt them in the long run. There will be some people who win. The top 3% of women will win, but are you really winning if you're a top 3% woman? You match with a top 3% guy, and his mindset is to not settle down. Because if you match with a guy who's 6'6", makes $200,000 a year or above, it's going to be really difficult for you to convince him that you're so special to where he needs to stop doing what he's been doing for years. These hyper successful men, they don't see women the way women think they do. They have a lot of stuff going on. They have a very rich life, and you're just a very small part of that life. And if you don't conform and comply to exactly what they need from you, they're just going to rotate you out and pick another girl because all they got to do is log on the app, update their photos, or re-download the app, and then they're back out there and the options are back in front of them. There's really nothing you can do other than really be that girl who brings value to the man's life to where you become irreplaceable in his life. Otherwise, he could just swap you out for somebody else who looks good. It doesn't even matter. So long story short, the height filter thing, it's not going to benefit anybody. It's actually going to make it worse for both people. The only people that benefit from it are the top 3%, the top 5% of men, and that's pretty much it. So maybe the men should protest to try to get a weight filter to kind of balance it out, because at this point, I don't know what dudes who are 5'8", 5'9", and below are gonna do. Then again, there's the option of just using different apps. So you'll still have some success on there, but it just got a little bit harder for certain men. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I post 3 videos a week, and I'll talk to you guys next time.